Hi, my name is Rachelle Smith, certified personal fitness trainer, professional speaker, and author. 'Tis the season to be jolly and to get and stay fit. Last time, I talked about the importance of positive versus negative motivation and really highlighted the fact that so many people fail in fitness as a result of other people's negative motivation towards them. But this time, I actually want to take a few moments and talk about this concept that you've heard me mention several episodes now, and that is the concept of fragile motivation and how tough it is, again, whether it be the external factors of bad weather or some events going on in a person's life, or perhaps even the inner dialogue that an individual has with him or herself, again, the negative voices that convince so many people to give up on their fitness. And I don't want that to be you. So fragile motivation is so important, but there is a very high cost to not staying motivated. Okay, you're not the one that's going to benefit when that happens. Actually, facilities have a tendency to benefit. And this is actually something that, just intuitively, those of us who've been in the fitness game for a long time certainly know this intuitively, but it actually caught my eye. I was reading one of my favorite authors, Dr. Henry Cloud's book, Never Go Back. And actually, I'm going to be highlighting the first chapter of this book after the new year as one of my tough love topics. So I'm actually going to make this a tough love topic in regard to, again, don't have a fragile motivation, because you will give up, you will give up, you will give up. There's just no other way to say it. But in this particular chapter, where he's talking about the truth about self-help, actually I read something and it really, really got my attention. It caused me to do further research. Dr. Cloud says, again, he's a psychologist, a lot of experience, a lot of years. He says, want to make a lot of money? Sell people a product that promises to change their lives based on the assertion that they can do it if they just decide to. Classic example, gym memberships in January. Again, what do we got? Almost a couple weeks now before the new year. People have made fortunes by building gyms and selling memberships to scores of people who make New Year's resolutions to get in shape around the beginning of the year. The customers decide to get in shape and lose weight, pay the fees, and sign up for a year or more. They are ready, filled with desire. They begin well, and then about the third or fourth week, they slowly stop going. By the spring, they have all but forgotten their membership at the club and their workouts have stopped. Who wins? The people who own the club, which is being paid for largely by the people who never use it. The owners never have to clean up after them, service them, buy new equipment that they wore out, hire new staff to help them, or do anything else for people who never show up other than send them a monthly bill. Pretty good business model. Sell services to people who don't cash in on what they've paid for. All right, so when I read this, again, it didn't even expect this snippet in here about fitness, but it really got my attention. Anytime, Dr. Cloud and actually his colleague, Dr. John Townsend, they actually wrote a phenomenal book that I'm actually going to highlight in the new year on a tough love topic on boundaries, and that book changed my life. So whenever Dr. Henry Cloud or Dr. John Townsend speak, I listen, and that's why, again, I've just known this intuitively. We see the rush of people with the New Year's resolutions in any gym in any part of the country or the world, and of course we know this. I've known this intuitively, but to actually kind of see it within this particular framework really got my attention. And so, of course, me being a lover for digging and getting additional data, I actually did some additional research. And so I wanted to find out, yes, he speaks in generalities here, and it didn't provide a lot of hardcore data and statistics. And so I did some research. Now, IDEA Fitness, IDEA, all capital letters, IDEA Fitness, kept referencing, this Credit Donkey article, this Credit Donkey article, this Credit Donkey article that had gym membership statistics. And actually, the name of this article is 23 Gym Membership Statistics That Will Astound You. Of course, I don't have time to go through all 23, but I was definitely astounded. Again, it just puts a lot of more meat on this whole concept of, again, fragile motivation and people giving up, and just how so many people are spending so much money for something they're not even using. And so I'm actually going to highlight just a few here. I'm going to carry this forward in future episodes in the new year, but just wanted to share these thoughts with you. Point number one here. Most people don't make it past the 5-month mark. When you consider that gyms are inundated in January every year, this is a truly amazing stat. 80% who joined the gym in January quit within 5 months. All right. All right, point number 4 here. Only about half of members go on a regular basis. For those who do stick with their memberships, they may not go to the gym as often as they like or should. In 2011, only about half of the existing members visited the gym 100 times or more during the year. Again, that's going back, providing more meat and data and actual specifics with this point Dr. Cloud was making in this book. Again, 50% of people in the other half are still paying and not going. And this is actually something when I run into people, typically again in Northeast Novi, Walmart or Kroger, it's not even a matter of, most times I don't even recognize these people. And that's because, they'll recognize me and say, oh, how's the gym? How's the gym going? And I'm sitting here like, oh, it's great, it's wonderful. And they're asking me that question before they go on into this story about why they're not going, but they're still members and they're still paying. So very, very, very common, again, just across facilities and facilities across the world. So just want to provide some more specifics. Point number 5, gym owners actually expect disloyalty and are fine with it. If all the people who purchase gym memberships were truly dedicated to exercising regularly, the clubs would have a real problem trying to squeeze everyone in. That's actually fine with gym owners who expect only about 18% of people who buy memberships to use them consistently. In fact, to be profitable, they need about 10 times as many members as they can actually fit through their doors. Okay? And the last point I want to make here in this episode, point number 6, laziness isn't the only reason people stop going. Although gym memberships are up lately, there was a dip when the recession made everyone revisit their spending habits and cut out anything that wasn't a critical necessity. Cost continues to influence decisions about whether to keep going, with about 46% of former members citing the expense as the number one reason why they stopped using their membership. Okay, so wanted to highlight those few points. Like I said, I'm going to carry more of these 23 points forward in the new year, but just wanted to highlight this aspect. Again, fragile motivation. All right, people joining, and it's funny because it starts in December. You can start to see these new faces, and you wonder how long they'll last. Okay, so December, January, February, all these New Year's resolutions, folks. I don't want that to be you. Okay, don't let 2017 be another year where you're on this kind of fitness yo-yo and you're on the fitness spinning wheel or just the endless treadmill and not getting anywhere in regarding your fitness goals or your fitness journey. I want you to succeed. All right, but it's going to take this mindset, this unshakable, indomitable spirit and mindset that says you are committed to your goals, you are committed to succeeding, and you are committed to, again, taking advantage of what you are paying for. Okay? Because again, I want you to succeed, but nothing's going to happen if you're not going. All right? There's no magic gym membership anywhere that's going to help you get results if you aren't there putting in the effort, putting in the time, and making things happen. All right? It's a two-way street. Any facility, they can provide the lights, they can provide the AC or the heat in the wintertime, they can provide the equipment, they can provide trainers, they can provide group fitness instructors, but you have a part to play in order to succeed. All right, and so when I dug into these statistics, again, I just love, like you folks know, I have 2 master's degrees, and so I just love digging deeper. All right, I love statistics, I love looking at the data and figure out why. I've always thought in generalities. Dr. Cloud's wonderful book here, in this particular point here, he was spoke in generalities. And so it was wonderful to be able to just get some hardcore statistics and see exactly what is happening. All right, what exactly does this mean financially? Again, you're paying dues, paying membership fees, and not using it. Okay, I mean, if that's the case, donate that money to charity, put it in your kid's 529 fund for college. There's just so many to make some home improvements, buy a car. There's just so many different things that you could use that money on, all right, folks? But just recognize, when you commit to getting fit and staying fit, it is just something that is going to require, like I said, just an indomitable spirit and just an unshakable determination to succeed. I want you to succeed, but just looking at the data, far too many people are giving up and throwing in the towel. All right, and so many people are quitting even before the month of January, before the month of February, certainly by the end of March. You can visually see in any facility just that just a slow decrease, and just how these New Year's resolution folks fizzle out. All right, so don't let that be you. If that's been you, hey, we can always start again. There's always tomorrow, but I want you to be successful. But just like that old saying that says, hey, nothing changes if nothing changes. All right, so when that change starts with you. So won't you make the positive, necessary changes to your mindset, to your schedule, and to your life in order to succeed and make your fitness goals a reality? I'm cheering you on. Thanks so much for your time. Make it a wonderfully fit day.